In old Hollywood, where every week someone swore they'd found the next big star, a slick young guy named Anthony Norvell showed up with a different kind of promise. He didn't run a studio. He didn't direct movies. He sold destiny. Pay him, sit down, give him your birthday, and he'd tell you your future like it was a scene already written. In a town built on hope and nerves, that pitch hit like lightning. People with money and names started letting him in the room. And once he was in, he made himself look like he'd always belonged there. The way Norvell told it, he'd come up the hard way. He drifted into Hollywood in the early 30s, took extra work on sets, and filled the dead hours reading palms and casting charts. He wore sharp suits. He knew how to flatter. He understood that in this town, fame makes people feel fragile. A star is only a star if tomorrow still wants them, and tomorrow makes everybody sweat. Norvell turned that anxiety into a business. Magazine pieces and studio-adjacent gossip built the myth. He's the guy who can see what's coming and tell you how to catch it. That's all anyone here ever wanted. Fan magazines loved him. They ran photos, predictions, even little mail-order offers where anybody could send in a dime and get a reading. He went from the lot to vaudeville stages, doing personal appearances where he'd riff on war, politics, love, careers, half theater, half therapy, all show. It wasn't just parlor tricks. It was a performance that told people with big dreams that the universe had their back. He made astrology feel like a plan. But Los Angeles isn't just magic. It also has rules, and the city had a fortune-telling ordinance with teeth. On March 25, 1943, an undercover policewoman named Mary Galtran walked into Norvell's place and let him do what he did best. Talk about her life, her mother's health, her love story, all wrapped in the leaves and lines he liked to read. When the reading ended, the cuffs came out. He was booked for violating the ordinance. Norvell tried a move a lot of readers tried back then. He said he was an ordained minister of a church and that what he did was spiritual counseling. It didn't fly. 4 days later, on March 29th, Municipal Judge Leroy Dawson found him guilty, and on April 2nd, the judge hit him with a straight choice: a $75 fine or 150 days in jail. In June, the appellate department said the conviction stands. For once, the stars didn't bend. You'd think a conviction like that would knock a man out of the Hollywood orbit. The papers still liked writing about him, and he was a survivor. While the war years reshaped the city, he reshaped the hustle. He leaned into respectability, dressed it up with a little church, a few radio bits, and a new, smoother tone. He didn't sell fortune-telling, he sold confidence. He told people to see themselves winning first, then walk toward it like it was already theirs. In a city that runs on auditions and knows, that pitch is catnip. By 1953, the receipt said he was doing more than okay. He was flush. That June, the Los Angeles Times noted Norvell and his wife Edna bought a Bel Air estate on Bellagio Road for $125,000, a grand old Wallace Neff design with a projection room, a pool, and a wide slice of hillside. 2 weeks later, another item, a 22-unit apartment building at San Vicente and Avondale for $250,000. And then the big one, 2 buildings on Wilshire Boulevard for $1.2 million. That's not astrology money, that's LA money. Whatever you want to call what he was selling, the city was buying. He kept building a platform. In 1959 and 1960, he ran Los Angeles Times ads for his Church of the Religious Mind, Sunday services at the 4-Star Theater on Wilshire at 11 a.m. Weekdays at 7 a.m., he was on the radio, with quick hits for early commuters. Tuesday nights he ran free classes at Park Manor on Western. He blended church language with pep talk and a little mystic shine. Folks came because it felt good to believe the next break was just one mindset away. Meanwhile, another astrologer, Carol Reiter, was becoming a household name across town, advising Hollywood notables and later writing a huge syndicated column. That broader acceptance helped Norvell too. The whole scene tilted from sideshow to mainstream lifestyle. In post-war Los Angeles, if a thing made you feel like the future could be managed, it had a market. Norvell saw the wave and rode it. He widened from charts and palms into books and lectures. Think rich, visualize success, power of the mind, dynamic mental laws, titles that sold the same idea in different suits. He pushed it in weekly talks, in ads, in rooms full of people who felt like they were stuck 1 inch from a better life. He told them to see it, then step into it. Simple, clean. Was it star magic or just good sales? Depends on who you ask. The police file from 1943 says the city looked at it as a paid reading, plain and simple, and the law said you can't sell that. But the real measure in this town is always, did the pitch work? The Bel Air deed and the Wilshire numbers say yes. He turned belief into real estate. He turned whispers into radio. He turned the most common fear in Hollywood, that tomorrow forgets you, into a steady income stream. What you don't see in the glossy clippings is the quiet churn under it. Astrology promises certainty. Life keeps throwing dice. Careers dip. Marriages wobble. Money moves. Some clients swear a reading changed their life. Others just went home lighter in the wallet. That's the hidden thread through every era of Los Angeles hustles. The city sells you a future, then makes you prove you can carry it. By the late 1950s into the 1960s, Norvell didn't need the astrologer to the stars label anymore. He had a pulpit, a microphone, a mailing list, and a voice that said, "You can think your way out of the hole." That's a bigger tent than the old parlor sessions. And in a place where reinvention is the best-loved local sport, he reinvented himself right on time. He kept at it for decades. When the city changed, he adjusted. When Hollywood aged, he shifted to readers outside the studio gates. He wrote more books, kept lecturing, showed up at old Hollywood memorials to talk about destiny and stardom and the strange ways they twist around each other. He stayed in the story even as the story moved on. Anthony Norvell died in 1990. No big front-page obit, no Walk of Fame star. But if you look at Los Angeles with the right eyes, you still see him. He's in the way a self-help book sits next to a headshot on a kitchen counter. He's in the radio voice that tells you to picture success until it's real. He's in the Sunday gathering that feels like church even if nobody mentions God. He's in the steady trade of hope for cash, a market this town never runs out of. And that's the truth this city hides behind palm trees and premieres. We tell ourselves we're rational, that we're chasing craft and hard work. But when the stakes feel high and the phone won't ring, people here will try anything, any tip, any edge, any chart, any mantra to get one step closer. Norvell didn't invent that urge. He just put on a great suit, gave it a fine address, and charged admission. So when you hear the old nickname, astrologer to the stars, don't think crystal balls and candle smoke. Think contracts, radio time, newspaper ads, and a very sharp sense of what people fear at 2 a.m. Think of a guy who passed the hat in the right rooms until the hat turned into a mansion on Bellagio Road. Think of a city that keeps buying the same dream because sometimes the dream is the only thing that gets you through. That's Los Angeles, and that's why Anthony Norvell mattered. Not because the stars bent to his will, but because he understood how much this town wants to believe they might.